Point 1. Unveiling the secret to sustainable weight loss. In a world where quick-fix dieting has become the norm, an innovative approach challenges conventional wisdom on achieving and maintaining a healthy weight. This method goes beyond what we eat. Instead, it delves into our brain's wiring to address the root cause behind our unsuccessful weight loss attempts. This approach to eating relies on a critical understanding of how our brains interact with our bodies, influencing our decisions, habits, and ultimately, our weight. The quantity of food we consume no longer serves as a reliable metric to measure our weight loss. To truly connect with our bodies, we must realize why and what we eat and how certain foods impact our brain's functionality. For decades, the role of food in human development and survival has been straightforward. It's fuel. Yet, in our modern world of dietary excess, that fuel can become a slow-acting poison. Our brain governs our food choices. In light of this, the real challenge extends beyond mere overeating. Understanding the driving force behind overeating is the real issue. The solution lies in the 4 bright lines. Clear, unambiguous boundaries designed to rewire our brain's response to food. Don't worry, this is not another set of arbitrary nutrition rules. The Bright Line Eating Method is a scientifically grounded approach, drawing on neuroscience, psychology, and biology to transform our relationship with food. By adhering to these bright lines, we can shift our whole mindset on nutrition, reprogram our cravings, and set ourselves up for long-term success, health, and vitality. Furthermore, it demands actionable steps to produce viable results in our bodies. Ready to cultivate a better relationship with food? If so, prepare for a deep dive into fostering a holistic body transformation and well-being. Key point 2. Beyond weight loss statistics. In contemporary society, an alarming paradox exists. Despite the abundance of diet programs and health information, obesity rates continue to soar. It's a health crisis hiding in plain sight, affecting millions and straining healthcare systems. Persistence is crucial for our well-being. This unsettling trend is not confined to geographical borders. For instance, the Middle East faces a staggering surge in lifestyle-related illnesses like type 2 diabetes, primarily attributed to cultural and environmental factors promoting high soda consumption. It's clear that dietary habits worldwide are driving this health crisis. We have turned life into a buffet, a continuous sedentary buffet. Susan Pierce Thompson. Confronting these statistics demands a collective reevaluation of our health approach. Still, the opposite occurs. The diet industry thrives on repeat customers trapped in a cycle of hope, effort, failure, and renewed attempts. This financial model benefits from the dieter's loss, creating a self-perpetuating business that doesn't solve the problem it vows to fix. It's time to confront this uncomfortable truth. The conventional dieting framework is flawed. People aren't failing at dieting. The diet industry is failing people. It's time for a revolutionary shift in our understanding of a healthy lifestyle. Losing weight is no longer the goal. We need a fundamental change in our relationship with our food, habits, and minds. The solution lies in addressing these ingrained patterns while altering our underlying perceptions and responses to food. Only then can we achieve genuine, sustainable change, transitioning from temporary fixes to lifelong health and vitality. The concept of bright lines, a set of clear, unambiguous rules borrowed from scientific and neurological research, ensures predictability and consistency in our eating habits. Key point 3. The hunger switch. Deep within our brains, the hypothalamus operates like a control panel, keeping critical functions like hunger in check. But the modern world presents a tricky situation. Food is everywhere, and not just any food. These items are packed with elements that trick our brains and bodies, igniting a different kind of hunger. This new hunger is a strange phenomenon. It fosters a lingering desire for dessert despite a full dinner or unnecessary snacks while watching TV. We're all familiar with mindless eating, continuing even when we're not moving much. Instead of walking, working, or being active, we find ourselves sitting down, stuck in a loop of eating because the next snack is always within reach. Changing habits can reset your hunger signals. And the problem doesn't stop there. This modern hunger doesn't go away despite eating more. It signifies a malfunction in our internal system that once governed our eating habits. The system depends heavily on the hypothalamus and a hormone known as leptin. Leptin, produced by the body's fat cells, signals when to stop eating. But our bodies are not responding to it as they should. Initially, it was thought that the issue was only in the hypothalamus. But studies show that the problem also involves another part of the brain, the brainstem. So why does this matter? Because it explains why people experience constant hunger or overeat without feeling satisfied. Our brain science is more significant than our self-control abilities. There's confusion in the signals within our brains. Understanding this is a game changer. So, to address the constant food cravings and associated health issues, there needs to be a focus on resetting the hunger signals, a call for a long-term change in eating habits. This approach also means we must rethink daily routines and food choices, opt for meals that don't disrupt hunger signals, and stay active to restore a healthy rhythm. This approach seeks to rebalance, enhance health, and instill mindful nourishment. Let's break free from this endless battle with hunger. Did you know? Every 2 weeks, every cell in your taste buds dies and gets replaced by brand new ones. Key point 4. Mastering cravings with bright line eating. In today's weight loss landscape, where extreme diets and constant battles against cravings abound, bright line eating presents a revolutionary solution. This method acknowledges the brain's pivotal role in determining why and how much we eat. Unlike conventional dieting, which often relies on willpower and deprivation, bright line eating focuses on understanding our brain's signals and responses to food. At the core of our eating patterns is a process known as compensation, a natural mechanism governed by the brain to regulate food intake. It signals hunger and cues fullness, ideally maintaining a nutritional balance. Yet, in a world filled with dietary excesses and processed foods, this system often malfunctions, leading to overeating and subsequent health challenges. Listen to hunger instead of cravings. Bright line eating introduces a fascinating twist. Instead of eliminating food, it emphasizes the importance of whole, satisfying meals without excess. The strategy focuses on eating right rather than less, respecting the body's hunger signals and satiety. It harnesses the brain's compensatory mechanisms, particularly leaning on leptin, to signal satisfaction when we eat to curb our desire for unnecessary calories. The brilliance of bright line eating lies in its simplicity and respect for the body's internal regulatory systems. Instead of constantly battling willpower, we can understand and align with our body's natural cues. This approach necessitates a shift from strict dieting tactics to more sustainable, mindful eating practices. We cultivate a healthier relationship with food by honoring the body's hunger signals and distinguishing them from mere cravings. When regular meals become part of the scaffolding of your life, it takes the burden off willpower. Susan Pierce Thompson. By understanding the science of our bodies, particularly the brain's regulatory role in eating, we can approach weight loss and healthy living with knowledge, grace, and effectiveness. Key point 5. Understanding the brain's hidden struggle. Eating in today's complex world is challenging due to the confusing relationship our brains share with food. There are two main reasons why people feel they can't stop eating: insatiable hunger and intense cravings. Insatiable hunger happens when there's a problem with the brain's signals. While leptin usually signals when we're full, sometimes it is blocked in the brainstem. so people keep eating because they never feel full. As a result, many people constantly snack without ever feeling satisfied. Conversely, there are potent cravings. These cravings are not about hunger, but about wanting a specific food so badly that people will do anything to get it. This urge comes from a part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens, which controls pleasure. Dopamine, a chemical messenger, activates this area and makes us pursue activities essential for survival. However, excessive stimulation in this brain region can lead to downregulation, a protective process where the brain sheds dopamine receptors, altering its functioning. Choose your food mindfully. Your brain's balance depends on it. When there's no stimulation, people start to feel bad, almost like they're missing something and crave it. In other words, the brain begins needing more and more stimulation to feel okay, pushing individuals into a cycle that's hard to break. This information shows why we must be careful about what we consume. Foods rich in sugar and fat can hijack dopamine pathways, reinforcing unhealthy eating habits. By knowing what's happening inside the brain, we can make better eating choices. Distinguishing between genuine hunger and the desire for a dopamine boost enables smarter decision-making, promoting better health, happiness, and liberation from the covert battles within the brain. Key point 6. Set clear boundaries for healthy eating. Understanding why people often fail can be disheartening in a world saturated with diets. Instead, bright lines ensure predictability and consistency in our eating habits. These bright lines cover 4 critical areas: sugar, flour, meals, and quantities. Each line creates a boundary, simplifying decision-making and significantly reducing the mental strain of dietary choices. First, sugar must be eliminated entirely, including hidden sources in everyday items like sauces and bread. But why is sugar so essential to control in our diets? It hijacks the brain's reward system, making the brain crave more and more, never satiating but constantly enticing. Interestingly, sugar wasn't always an everyday pantry item, but was once a rare commodity, considered medicinal and exclusive to the elite. Today's abundance makes moderation more challenging, but no less critical. Flour must also be reduced. This isn't just referring to white bread. Despite being derived from healthy sources, flour finds its way into many foods. This process increases each particle's surface area, allowing the body to convert it to glucose, causing an unhealthy spike in blood sugar levels. Consistency overrules constant decision-making. This strategy also revolutionizes how we view mealtimes. Instead of continuous snacking, the focus is on 3 distinct meals, preventing random eating episodes caused by boredom and stress. This structure helps streamline the body's metabolic processes and insulin sensitivity, making weight control more manageable. Finally, there's the bright line of quantities. Precisely measuring food intake by weight ensures that the body receives enough nutrients without gaining weight from excess calories. Focus on understanding and respecting the body's actual needs with the help of appropriate food quantities and not falling for the deceptive cravings that the brain conjures. Adopting these bright lines means agreeing to a lifestyle change. It requires an understanding that food, while a source of pleasure, is primarily fuel for the body. Setting clear boundaries helps people make informed and healthy decisions, redefining the relationship between their minds, bodies, and the foods they consume. Conclusion: the modern struggle with weight loss and healthy living is becoming more relevant to humanity. But a nuanced perspective recognizes the complex interplay of brain chemistry, lifestyle, and dietary choices. Amid countless diet plans and theories, a truth emerges. Our brains, not just our bodies, dictate our relationship with food. From the regulatory functions of the hypothalamus to the dopamine-driven reward system, understanding these internal dynamics is crucial for making lasting changes. A common thread weaving through the global health crisis is the deceptive simplicity of processed foods, which disrupt our internal hunger mechanisms. Issues such as leptin resistance and dopamine downregulation underscore the need for a personalized approach that respects our biological cues. The journey to sustainable health thrives on strategic eating practices like bright line eating, which redefines our relationship with food categories that manipulate brain responses. By setting clear boundaries around sugar, flour, meals, and quantities, we lessen the cognitive load of choices, allowing for consistent, healthy habits. Using this method, we can return to eating that respects our body's signals and needs. This shift will allow us to finally reset our bodily systems, reprogram our responses, and free ourselves from a cycle of emotional eating and diet relapses. Restrictive eating is already a thing of the past. The future of our health depends on understanding and cooperating with our body's inherent needs and signals. Try this. Eliminate processed sugars and flours, even those hidden in sauces or healthy snacks. Distinguish physical hunger from emotional cravings and practice mindful eating when genuinely hungry. Restructure your eating. Stick to 3 meals daily, avoiding snacks to regulate insulin levels. Measure your food intake to understand portion sizes, ensuring your body gets what it needs without excess. Stay consistent with your food choices to ease mental stress and avoid compulsive eating.